Right, so I'm at Edgefern today. This hive has been identified as being queenless. It's kind of been having queen issues for a few weeks now. I've seen eggs and larvae, I've seen a queen, then I haven't seen a queen, and it's clearly showing signs now that it's hopelessly queenless, so we're going to try and fix it up. The risk is that we'll end up with a drone layer in here, which just makes things a little bit harder again, so we'll get through here to where the bees are, which is in here, and just have a look at these combs and once again establish that they are queenless and have a look at what a queenless hive looks like, I guess. So I can tell by the roar that they're making it, they're unhappy. They're running on the frame, and when I look down into that frame I can't see any eggs or larvae in there. So we've just got a disorganised a group of bees in there. It's not really functioning as a beehive, and when I've got a brood box full of nicely drawn combs, a super full of honey and two other partially filled supers on it, I don't want them to dwindle to the point where the beetles kill them. So it's time to do something about it, and I thought it would make a good video. So another empty comb there. Oh, and there's a queen. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what's going on here. Right, so I've just caught her and thrown her in a queen cage. Well, I wasn't expecting that. So I looked at this hive on Sunday and it looked for all the world like it was queenless. So let's see if we can find any evidence that she's laying. Not happy. Alright, so I can see eggs and larvae in there, so I clearly missed her the other day and she's kicking off again. So yeah, well, I had plans to fix this hive up by pulling frames out of another nuke. What I might do as well is, what I might do anyway, just give them a little boost just to pick them up. So I'm going to go over here to a nuke that needs a bit of space, and I'll swap some of these drawn combs out and bring some brood over here just to give them a bit of a boost. So we'll do that now. So here's a nice frame of mostly sealed brood, honey and pollen from one of these nukes I've just got across the other side of the apiary here, so I'll throw that in. So that'll give these bees a nice boost. I'll just bring it in. So I've got brood on that frame there. So I'll just bring that into there, so these nurse bees will be readily accepted by these bees. Here's another nice big fat frame of sealed brood there with nurse bees on it, so they'll hatch out pretty quickly and give this hive a nice boost. And it'll free up space in that nuke that I've just taken them out because they're getting crowded, and if I hadn't done this they'd been really looking for to go into an 8 frame box, or a 9 frame in my case. Just move that nice fresh one, that fresher sticky, back into there. Alright, so those couple of stickies have gone back over to that nuke. So we've now got, surprisingly, a queen right hive with a couple of frames of sealed brood and nurse bees to give them a boost and hopefully get this hive back into into production mode pretty quickly for this pretty significant nectar flow that's going on here at the moment. Try and get her to come out. She's going in there now. Nice looking queen too. Alright, so that was unexpected but good. So let's get this hive back together and get them back to work. While I'm down in this hive, I just want to point out that I've taken the green combs out of all my hives. I realised Varroa come out of these things in mid-June, and since mid-June, so we're getting towards the end of September now, 3 months, I've been putting green combs in, consistently washing 0 mite counts in all my hives down in the valley. And when I was washing my green combs out, realising that there's no mites in them. So I'm a bit slow on the uptake, but it kind of took me a while to realise, well, why am I doing this? Because I could be pulling, rather than pulling drone comb out and destroying those drones, I could be pulling worker combs out and making nukes to give myself space there as well. So yeah, I've pulled them all out. I think the strategy now is to look at, there's some sort of threshold where it's worthwhile putting the green combs in, and I don't know what that is, but I'll keep washing these hives and check on their mite levels. And I guess maybe, I don't know what the number will be, but I'm thinking maybe if I'm washing 2s or 3s consistently, start getting those green combs in and starting my mite trapping again. But yeah, rather than wasting those resources the way I was doing it, we'll just see how that goes. It's a learning process, this Varroa thing, and I'm into my 2nd year now, and yeah, it's just a matter of relearning everything again. But so that's why you won't see green combs in these hives for a little while until I decide to put them back in. So that's what I'm doing there. So just come round to the back of the ute. I've got a wash here. This hive, when I look through the records, hasn't been done since I took Varroa out mid-June. So 3 months basically. So it hasn't had a wash. So I thought it'd be about time that I did it. If you've seen me before, I've been using my double-ended wash bottles. There's still nothing wrong with them. They work fine, but just wanted to try these Randy Oliver design ones. So these cups, just I guess you'd call them soda cups or soft drink cups with a flat lid. I've got just drilled holes through the bottom of these with a sharp rivet drill, and just tied them up with a knife just to get them nice and smooth. So you end up with a little bit of space in here when you stack them, so about a 5, 6, 7 mil space. So the bees go in here with your normal amount of metho, and they just get a nice gentle swirl, and anything that comes out of that wash will fall through that space, through those holes in the bottom and into that space at the bottom. So one of the problems with my double-ended wash bottles is that they can be a little bit inconsistent, so every time you do a wash, mites might fall out of them, might get caught up. You still end up, after 2 or 3 goes at it, you work out what your average is, but you may miss a couple of mites. So that could be important if it's down on the lower end of that threshold. But yeah, they still work fine. There's no issues with them. These things, you get them from any of your bigger towns. Have got their food packaging distributors. There's a couple in Coffs Harbour here, so you can get 50 of these for less than $20, or you can just buy them online, but you'll pay a bit for postage. So that's what I'm just trialling these to see how they go. You can pull that out, give it a bit of a shake. One thing I'm doing too is just recycling this metho, so letting that run through a Bunnings paint strainer, and that way instead of, I'm just using less metho. You can have a look down through the bottom of that. I think Randy Oliver uses a bit of a holder and with a magnifier through the top, but if I look through the bottom, I can see a lot of pollen, but definitely no mites in there, so that's pleasing after 3 months to get a 0 count. I've done a bit of ringing around, and I've got a friend on the Central Coast at Gosford there, and he's finding the same. So yeah, it's pleasing to be getting these low counts at this time of year. It's just really good, which is why I've taken my green combs out, because there's just no point in mite trapping if mites aren't detectable in there. I mean, I'm getting the odd count of one. I'm getting the odd one mite in washes, but yeah, certainly nothing anywhere near threshold. So that's really pleasing. Let's have another go at it. So yeah, that's another 0. Just be careful when you push these things back in. Just take the lid off and let them drop down naturally. If you force it down, you'll force all the metho out through the sides, which will make a big mess on the back of your ute. And if you've got your smoker there, you might set your ute on fire. So yeah, if you're looking for a really low cost alternative for mite washing, they're pretty reliable, and they give you a consistent result. And you can also use them with soapy water if you like. I don't like the soapy water because I don't like to see the bees struggling in there. The metho pretty much kills them instantly, and the soapy water not so much. And yeah, I just got a thing about being respectful to animals. So yeah, I'll give this a go if looking for an alternative to other more expensive wash bottles. Yeah, when you're done, just to recycle that metho, just let your bees drain out like that. Then tip it through that Bunnings paint strainer, just to, if there's any mites in there, you can filter them out, or bees' legs and whatever falls in there, pollen. And yeah, throw your bees out. You ready to go again?